This tutorial is sponsored by Patreon. Thank you all for your support. So hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the node system. In this tutorial I'm gonna show you what I showed you in the first video, but a little bit of upgrade, and we want to make this stuff a lot cleaner than it is right now here. So let's start by doing so. First of all, we have some things in our HP character that I want to clean up. So first thing I want to create so we can hide the node from the set visibility to collapsed. So we're gonna create function and call it hide node, and we can just copy what we have here. And this is gonna be our node, hide node, and we can just call it simply. We go to event graph of HP character, we delete it, and we call hide node. And it's gonna work the same way. As you can see, if we test it now, it works same way. But it's a little bit tidier here. So here we have hide node, we can delete this. That works. Now we need to, here also we can just go ahead and get character reference and call hide node. Pretty simple like that. So as you can see, our code is becoming more cleaner now, and it works the same. So if we walk away, it's gonna hide it. Perfect. So we want to create show node as well now. So we create show node, and we can just copy this here that we have. We don't need character reference. We just need get master UI ref. Visibility visible, and basically it's gonna do the same job. So if we delete this and just call get character reference and we call show node, it's gonna do the same job basically. Here we are getting error because we need the character reference. Compile and save. If we go and test it out, works perfect. We can test the second one. Works perfect. So we made that. We can also make another function here. We can call it do we? I mean, we can put this into function, to be honest, but let's just put it in the function, I guess. Call it set node, and we will just so we have this too. We need to set node. Node is in our character, so we can just pull it like this from there and set node. And the node description comes from BP nodes, so we're gonna get BP nodes. And why we can get BP nodes without casting is because we basically just called it here. If you remember, we called BP nodes here. So now if we go to the set node, we can close this too, and we can get node. What was the variable? Node description. And that can be literally our set node. So we don't have to do this, we can just do this. And it's gonna work the same way, and we can test it. So we have it here. Works. Perfect. Let's see if something else needs to be tidied up. I mean, we can pull this into the function as well, but no point. That's done. Here we have jump scare stuff. That's already clean. So as you can see, our project is very clean. We can call this hide note from the screen, just so we know what's up. We can call this was our interaction, so we can select it, call it interact. So in this episode we're gonna be just tidying up our code as well, and putting comments like this works. Jump scare off. Okay, so with the nodes here, I want to also, so when we pick it up, I want it to disappear from the road, so we're gonna create that as well now. I also want to rename this is reading, because it makes more sense for me. Compile it. We set is reading. So when we interact, we are basically reading. So, oh, not this one, sorry, we can delete this one actually, and we need to use this one from the HP character. So I made a little mistake there. So get is reading. No, not get, set is reading. But it's good that you can see my mistakes as well, so because it happens to everyone, of course. I don't have script when I write these tutorials. I do it from the head. Just a second. Oh. Okay, I'm back. So here we have is reading. We need to set it as true because we're reading. We're getting some errors. Oh, basically we didn't compile here. So make sure you compile and now it works. When we hide the note, we will set is reading to false, because we are literally gonna put it back. And that works perfect. Okay. Also, when we press tab, we remove it. So that means we are not reading, right? So set is reading is false here as well. We can test it out now. We are not reading anything. So I figured out that was a problem whole time because I forgot I made it here. So I just follow the steps and it's all gonna be right. We are not reading anything. So we picked up the note. And again, if press, we are not reading anything. Now I'm reading, so if I press tab now, I was reading, so I picked up, but now I'm not reading. Okay, that works perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some sound to our pickup, note pickup. So I'm just gonna open my downloads and I'm just gonna pull .wav file, and I'm gonna leave a link in description for this sound. It's from the freesound.org, so we're just gonna call it paper pickup, no, note pickup, sorry. And we're gonna create queue, like that. And we have a pickup now. So we can set it on our interact, event on interact. Before we show the note, we're gonna play sound. You can also play sound at location, but for now I'm gonna just make sure you set up, pick up the queue. So now if I press E, but also when I hide the note, I want to play the same sound, since I have only one sound, but we will do it like that. Actually we can before we hide it. Perfect. So we have this. Where else? When we press tab, before we hide the note, I want to play sound here as well. So what this does now is go play. We find our note. We can easily fix that. So now we have problem because when we leave the collision, we play the sound, but it's easily fixable. So we hide the note. So if is reading is true. Then we press tab. We need to check if reading is okay. We hide note and we play it with, then I'm confused a little bit. Okay, let's play it here. Okay, this works. What doesn't work is the box collision here. So we need to check the branch. So we will get character reference and we're gonna just check is reading, get is reading. So we want to check if we actually had opened the note, because if we didn't have open note, why would we play the sound, right? So this is our condition, and if we were reading in that particular moment, we will play the sound. If not, then nothing. But you know, when we interact, then we enter the state of reading, right? So boolean becomes true. So now if we leave the, yeah, exactly, it's a quick fix. Also, you can add a new sound when you take down the paper. This is just a free sound that I found. Oh, we have a problem with the new note. I think that's part of the problem of this that we made. That might not work. Yeah, it might not work. So we need to delete the set note. And in our BP notes, we cannot use the set note. We need to, from our character get note, just what set note. Okay, that was my bad. I don't know why I was experimenting with that. It happens to not work. Just a second. So now we will set the node just like we did in the first place. Don't mind me, I did a mistake. And if we press compile, you can see that we also have the different text now. So this one is new node 4. This one is this really works. I will full screen it so you can see it easier. Whoa, another one node. Okay, so now it works. So forget what I said about the set node. Just put it back like this, like we had it in the first place, before we started simpling out everything. So the problem is that when we put it in a function, it doesn't become instance editable and something here happens. So when we want to create a new node, I will repeat, we can just put it in the scene and call it tutorial finished. And if we play from here and pick it up, you can see the tutorial finished. And if we leave, we don't hear the sound. And we don't hear the sound because we probably forgot something, and we did. So here, before we set reading, or before we hide the note, we can just play sound 2D, and it can be our note pickup. If we compile and save, go test. And if we press tab, we also hear the sound. So that works perfect. And we cannot hear the sound if we don't have anything reading. That's perfect. So here we are finished with our notes. They work perfect as I intended to. But in the to continue this episode, sorry, I'm gonna be explaining everything for the people who are not too sure what happened here, and for the beginner basically. So I will be really beginner friendly here. So the people who understand what's happening, you can simply quit the video. But for someone who wants to who wants to know more, you can stay and hear what I have to say. Okay, so let's start. In this tutorial, what we did is we created a child from the BP interaction, right? And because we create a child, we had already cast function inside of it, and we also had interact interface in it. So whenever we create a child, we're gonna have same things that the parent has, right? So here we get character reference because of the cast that we had here in its parent. So this reference is basically this. So we start this off saying event on interact. So character reference, we pull character reference to get our note, and our note is a variable that's in our HP character, and because of that variable we could set up the node description. So that node is basically node description that is here, and it's also instance editable. So whenever we create a new node, as you can see, we get this node description here, which is basically our node. So with that being said, once we did that, we are setting the variable is player reading, so later on we could be removing the node from the screen and also playing the sound, and it's pretty good to have this variable. It's mandatory. So after that we play the sound and we show the note. What is show the note? So show note was simply a function that we made in our event graph in HP character, and it's simply we're getting reference of our UI, reference of our node that's part of our UI. So if we open our UI here, we can see we have this set as variable. That's why we can edit it from there. And we also have hide node as a function. So what else we have here is we set up when we press tab, we want to check if our character is reading. If our character is reading, we will hide the node and set reading to to false, because we are basically putting down the node, and then we are simply playing sound. Sorry. After that, what we did was we created the overlap box. It's basically when we take the node and we leave the range, it picks down, puts it down. So how we created that? We got character reference, we got is reading, we set it to the to check the condition. If we are reading, it's gonna put is reading to false and play the sound and hide the node. So basically, when we leave the collision, when we end overlap, we will pull this code if we were reading. But if we were not reading, it's not gonna happen anything. So we are not gonna hear the sound if we were not reading. I think that's it that we created here. Basically in the hide node, when we create hide and show node, that was us using that reference, and I think I covered almost everything here that I wanted to cover. But if you have any extra questions about this node system, please make sure to comment, and I will check every single comment and try to help you out. And that's it for today. I really hope this was an enjoyable tutorial series, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!